Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my non-binary friends, welcome back to another episode of the What the Fluff podcast. Holy bejesus, I apologize for the lack of podcasts recently. A lot has been going on in my life that I have struggled to manage, truthfully. And one of the things that fell by the wayside is this beautiful podcast. And now I've made some difficult decisions. I've reorganized my life, and now we're back. And I'm hoping to have these on a consistent basis with you guys. Start switching it up at some point and having some more people on here again. But for now, it's just going to be you guys and me. We're going to be talking about life and things. And just a little update on life. One of the reasons why I haven't really wanted to do the podcast is I haven't had that much to say in a way. I was in a relatively new relationship, which has since unfortunately ended. One of the things that I was just unable to manage in a way that was both fair to my own self and to that amazing, lovely person. And as opposed to continue to hurt the both of us, I decided to end the relationship so that in the long run we could both be happier. And it sucks. It's so hard doing that when there's no, like, I wasn't shit talked. When it was a beautiful relationship, it's so difficult for those things to cease or to have to end, or however you choose to word it. It sucks. But I am a better person for have known her, for still knowing her. And I'm just so thankful for what that relationship brought to my life. That happened. I had falling out with my mom, which I've spoken about previously. Long story short, we had an exchange of text messages that basically led to the decision on her part that no relationship would be better than respecting my boundaries. So, just to put that short and sweet. And then just stress with work. I talk for a living. I talk 5 to a lot of hours just about every single day. And so having an extracurricular that involves more talking, got difficult. But I realized how much I missed it. I realized how much this is not only helpful for those of y'all that are listening, but in a selfish way, this is helpful for me. A lot of the times, and I want to start picking topics that you guys are asking about, which actually the video after this was, there was a question brought up on my inspirations. And so we're going to have a lovely talk about that for the next one. But this one, I feel as though I've touched on it slightly, but I want to go into it just a little bit deeper. I want to talk about asking questions, because I recently had a conversation with one of my friends that I haven't had this type of conversation with in a very, 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 very long time. And her and her partner are going through it a little bit. And one of the things is that her partner, is just feeling sad, has a little bit of depression, has some anxiety. And for my buddy, let's call her Cat. Who would have thought? Puppies and a cat. for those of you who don't know, my stream name is I Got Puppies. I highly doubt you know of the podcast, if not from the stream, but if you do, then holler at you. My stream name is I Got Puppies. I have a cat named Puppies. You know, do with that information, but with that information what you wish. Anyway, so my friend Kat and her partner call her Peter. So we got Cat and Peter. Actually, we got Cat and Dog. I like Cat and Dog. So Cat just goes. Cat doesn't know depression. Cat hasn't really had that. And Dog is feeling down. D for down, right? Depressed, sad. And confident Cat, doesn't understand what it feels like to go through that depression. And so Cat's talking to me and saying they want to do these things, but they can't do them. And they say that they're going to make him happier, but they're not doing it. And it's just driving me crazy, because if you know what's going to make you happier, if you want to be happy, just do it. And the entire time, of course, I'm being a good friend. I'm letting her just say her things and get it all out. And then when we have these conversations, I know I brought it up recently, or at least if you know what, I'm just going to bring shit up as though I've never spoken about it before. One of the things that can be difficult and can break a connection when someone is sharing their deep feelings with you is when you immediately go to advice over just hearing that person, right? So someone comes to you, I'm really struggling with my mom. I'm really struggling. Well, what you need to do is this. That is not always the answer, because a lot of the time, people just want to feel heard. They want their story heard. They want their side understood, their pain held. And by immediately trying to fix that, you cut that connection. And so, fortunately, in those situations, there's a beautiful way to go about that. And all you do is you say, what does support look for you? What does support look like for you in this moment? That's one way of putting it. And then a second way of putting that is, are you looking to vent or are you looking for advice? Boom. Both of those, you're going to get a beautiful answer. You're going to either know whether it's just your turn to sit there and take on some emotion from your friend, or whether you need to be listening fully, not thinking of the words you're going to say, then pondering all that information, then giving them back what you think is best. And one of the things that I've gathered most recently, and one of the things that actually she pointed out to me after, which I was very happy with myself about, was Kat had mentioned, because I apologized after. I said, I apologize if I gave too much advice. And she said, no, you didn't give me advice. You just asked me questions. And so going back to the fact that Cat and Dog are relatively opposite. Dog has experienced depression, anxiety. Cat, confident, just really experiences anger and frustration, if I'm being honest. Is better at getting in touch with her emotions, but is still new to that. And so all I asked Kat was, have you asked Dog what they need? Have you said, hey, this is how I'm feeling. How are you feeling when I do this? What does support look like for you? How can I be better for you? How can I X, Y, or Z? Those thoughts, those questions blew her mind in a way that brought me so much joy, because the beauty of getting to share that with her was, for if they would have brought this to me 2 years ago, I would have been 1000% on Kat's side. I don't get it. They said they want to do this. Just do it. It's not hard. You like it. It makes you happy. Fucking go. That is what happened in my last relationship. I was still very, 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 very emotionally immature. I was still a kind person. I wasn't an asshole. But when it came to feelings, I pretty much had happy. And that was about it. There was no pain in my life. There was all sunshine and rainbows. However, I had a partner that felt. I had a partner that knew depression and sadness, and I would constantly try and change it and make her, you should be going to the gym. You should be doing your painting. You should be doing these things. They make you happy. How are you not doing them? It doesn't make sense. However, over the last 2 years, after realizing that you feel emotions and holy shit, because of codependency being a permanent crutch for me, I was never able to get to the point of feeling these things. And now I know what depression feels like. I know what it feels like to know that the gym is going to make me happier, to know that reading, that going for a walk, for working on Spanish, for doing one of the many things that I know I love doing, I know that if I do it, it's going to make me happier, but I can't fucking do it. And that didn't make sense to him. And him being old me, I didn't understand that. It didn't compute. And so to have the complete 180 and to have her, just being that same exact way, I was like, I get you. It's so hard to understand what that feels like until you've experienced it yourself. But the only way you're going to be able to is to just ask questions. It's just to sit there with their pain. And if they say that they just need to be sad and sit there and you need to go and live your life and not change a thing, that's what you have to do. Because nothing can be more frustrating than being sad, than feeling down and having someone consistently try to change that. Because, yeah, there are some people who live in their sadness. They wear it with a badge of honor. It's a part of their identity. But I would say that for the most part, most of us don't want to be feeling that sadness. We don't want to be feeling that debilitating drag of life that prevents you from doing the things that you love, the things that bring you the most joy. It sucks. However, if left to just feel it and be, that can change the world. And then on top of that, you have someone who's willing to say, hey, what is this like for you? What do you need? What can I do to help? What are you feeling? What is there anything that I am doing that's making this worse? Is there anything that I've done that can make this better? How can I be of support to you? And knowing that it's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done, because it's so easy to just push through things and to not feel the sadness of it all and to not hurt and let yourself feel broken, if you will, because that's what it feels like. But you're not at all. You're just down. And that's it. It won't be forever. It might be for long. It might be for short. You never know. But, and this doesn't even, asking questions doesn't even, this permeates through every single possible aspect of your life, asking questions. That's the first thing I do. That's the first thing I'm obsessed with doing. If ever there is a word that can mean multiple things, what do you mean by that? Can you specify? I would love to know more. Can you explain? You don't know shit about someone until you've heard them say it themselves. Plain and simple. No matter how someone's dressed, how someone looks, you will not know anything about them until you ask them the question. And so if there's anything that I can suggest for the rest of you as we go through this beautiful week, it's to ask questions. If you find yourself feeling emotionally negative towards someone in some way, or you find yourself not understanding how come that person can't, ask them. Ask them what it's like. Because here's the thing, you're not going to know what it's like to be that person. You're not going to know what it's like to walk in that person's shoes, but you can walk alongside them. You can look and listen and take on as much of their experience as you possibly can and just be with them and feel what that might feel like. And you know what? If you can't feel that, that's okay. You don't have to feel their pain. Just be there with them in that pain. And just try and understand. Try and see if you can find just a little bit different of a way of approaching another human being with some compassion and kindness that you might not have had before. And yeah, thank you guys for allowing me to have this space to just be able to come and say what's on my chest and to get all these feelings out and just try and, I don't know, ideally help the world with some little nuggets that I've learned. I'm no expert. I'm not even fucking close. I'd say I'm barely even a beginner. But if I can help spread some of the good little nuggets that I feel I've learned over the last, it's been 29 years, but aware knowledge for the last 2 or so. That's what I want to do. And that's what this space is for. So with that being said, that is going to do it for today's episode of the What the Fluff podcast. Thank you for tuning in again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for everything. If there's something that you want me to cover, something that you're struggling with, I would love to find out about it. Please drop a comment on the YouTube, tweet at me at I Got Puppies Gaming. No, I Got Puppies. It's just I Got Puppies on Twitter. Or you can go to John Spelled Wrong on Instagram. All the socials should be linked below. Thank you guys again, man. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, night, morning, whatever it is when you're listening to this. Remember, your only is made. You're only as amazing as you treat other people. Thank you guys. Smile. Say hello to someone. And yeah, thank you guys again. I'll catch you on the next one.